back to the Manitoba Capital. Kerry Joseph had 4 starts against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers last year, did not throw a touchdown pass. So he's had trouble with this defense in the past, and it's been even more stunning so far tonight. Jamal Robertson, not much into the heart of that Winnipeg defense that Mike Kelly has bolstered this season.
I haven't hidden the fact that I want to bring back Bomber football the way I knew Bomber football. And back in the late 80s, the Bombers had tremendous defenses and not so good offenses. Now, I'm not trying to duplicate the not so good offense part, but I believe that's how you build a football team first, is you build the defense first, and then the offense comes along.
Second and long against that defense, and stretching out Reggie McNeil. Jonathan Hefney with a huge hit along the sidelines, about a yard short of the first down.
One of the newcomers that Mike Kelly has brought in, and one of the reasons that this defense is stronger is because of the improvement in their secondary. Ian Logan is really evolving into a starting safety. He's played very well this year, coming out of training camp with injuries. He had a turf toe. He's fine. Jonathan Hefney, the rookie, has played very well at halfback. You got Lenny Walls over from Calgary. This is a much stronger defense.
Big play here. It's third and a full yard for the Argos. Joseph off the left side, and he should have it. Good surge over the top of the left guard, Brian Ramsey, and left tackle, Rob Murphy. Bud Steen wants to measure it.
We'll take a look. Bart Andrus looks on. It's always a pretty tense situation for head coaches, even if it's just a yard. It seems like a mile when you're at midfield, and if you turn it over there, you've just given the opponent a big-time momentum shift. So it's like he got it
by the length of a football. Boy, it was a tough game for Kerry Joseph last week. A couple of fumbles. He was sacked 6 times, 2 interceptions for touchdowns. But we have seen over the last few years a pretty high resilience level for the MOP of 2007.
Oh, he can take those hits. I mean, this is Kerry Joseph is another one of those tough quarterbacks and tremendous athlete, very strong upper and lower body.
So the Argos have a first down at the Bomber 54. Robertson straight ahead, crashing to the 49 and a 5-yard gain. Argos averaged just 3.5 yards on first down last week against Calgary.
And this is the options they're going to run a lot of. It's right here, Jamal Robertson going in there, and then out to the outside is Kerry Joseph. And this is the guy who's got to make the choice right here in Fred Perry. So Fred Perry reads this quickly, and he slides down to help out on the tackle on Jamal Robertson. Outside of that was Kerry Joseph.
Second and 5, former Argo Real Johnson into the Bomber defense. Joseph with time underneath has a completion to the Queens product, Brad Smith, who's been back and forth in this Argos roster.
And this is how you get some chemistry. This is how you get a little confidence in your receivers. It looked like Brad Smith had some nerves. He had some butterflies, and so he should. You know, he's been released before, brought back, caught that a couple of times, but the bottom line is he did catch it. And he caught it with Barron Simpson in the neighborhood.
And it is a first down. Andre Talbot hopes to be back for next week, although that ankle looked pretty tender when hurt last week at McMahon in Calgary. Tyler Scott not here because of a mild concussion in that game, and a tough break for the rookie Matt Lambros, an ACL injury last week on a kick cover. The Argos getting something going here. This is the 6th play of the drive. To the Bomber 43-yard line. Robertson again. And Barron Simpson will take him down.
See, this time it's Gavin Walls, and this time he'll freeze. This little hesitation is going to give Kerry Joseph a look. This is that same play right here, and Joseph out here. And it's the same look. Watch the end, Gavin Walls here. He steps up, freezes, not sure where the ball, okay, then he locates the ball and slides down inside. Kerry Joseph's going to pull that in a second and try and get the corner.
Middle linebacker leading the league in tackles with 21 coming in and 691 in his career. Joseph on second down, Reggie McNeil, a jolted by the corner. Keo Craver looked like he had it, but couldn't tuck it away.
You talked about Barron Simpson, and I talked to him before the game as well. Here's a guy who is motivated. I mean, he had the injury to his pectoral muscle, his chest, and he knew that a lot of people would be saying he's in his 30s. He's got a big injury, kept him out of the season last year. Is this it for Barron Simpson? He said, I
think there were a lot of people who thought Winnipeg might keep Zeke Moreno. Instead, they dealt Moreno to the Argos. Kept Simpson here as Medlock attempting a 46-yarder. Perfect on the season, and he stays that way. 8th field goal in a row for Medlock. Argos have the lead. We're midway through the second quarter. It's 6-3 Argos. That's a big kick by Justin Medlock, his new longest in the CFL at 46 yards. And he blasts this over the head of Fred Reed into the end zone. And is that going to go through? Yes, it will. So no single point. A little scrap downfield, but nothing evolving out of that. And it will be a first down for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers at their own 25-yard line. And you just feel the tension in this park as the fans want something to happen offensively, but so far they've had very little to cheer about.
Well, with every 2 and out, with every incompletion, they lose more and more faith in Stephon LaForce.
There's Ryan Donnelly. He is now into the game at right guard, so there has been an adjustment on the offensive line for the Bombers. Kelly Bates to the sidelines, and Donnelly in. First down. Screen! More pressure. You heard screen. That was the call, but they don't execute it. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And with Donnelly coming in, Ryan Donnelly, I had a conversation with Kelly Bates before the game. He admitted to me, he said he didn't play very well last week versus Hamilton. He said, I looked at the film. It wasn't my best game. I focused this week. I had a good week. He felt that he may be pulled out of this game and have Ryan Donnelly rotate in. So Mike Kelly may be sending a little message, and Donnelly's in there.
Donnelly, the McMaster product out of St. Catharines, 2nd and 10. LaFleur steps up. And we'll pull there to bring him down at the 32-yard line. And he'll be short of the first down.
Last week versus Hamilton, this offense had 3 first downs in the second half. Their second half possessions were 7 straight punts and an interception. And it hasn't got much better here tonight. You heard Sarah talk earlier about Mike Kelly, who has been so behind Stephon LaForce all season, all offseason, declared him the starter, but already now starting to say in week 4, there's going to be a point.
Fish or cut bait. Big pressure. Renault gets it away. Devontae Edwards lets it hit the turf. And has to scramble as Mike Renault downfield in a hurry. He nearly came up with it, and I don't think Edwards even now realizes that was the punter. He's pointing at the flag saying, there's no yards. Good hustle by Renault and the fans like that from their punter.
Yeah, Mike Renault hustles down there, and Edwards is now being explained the rule that the punter is allowed to go after the football. They will throw the flag anyway.
On the play, the call was no yards against Winnipeg, but it was the kicker.
So they'll throw the flag because they just see a different color jersey in the 5-yard zone, but then they realize it's the kicker and they'll pick it up, and that's what happened. Devontae Edwards said, hey, you're not, I thought the rule was I get 5 yards. So he gets explained the rule from the officials and goes, okay, now I know.
Boy, that could have been a very costly lesson. Argo football, their own 44. And Robertson again, straight ahead. That's pretty good first down production as he pushes the pile all the way to the 52-yard line and a gain of 8.
Game 1 for Robertson. Jamal Robertson over 100 yards, 134, a 9.6-yard rushing average. And since then, for some reason, the Argo offense has started to go away from him. Just 5 carries last week. And when you're averaging up in the 8 yards a carry, I mean, CFL or not, you got to get him the ball.
Well, the Argos did emphasize the run all week in practice. Here's 2nd and 1, and he made the first man miss and gets a first down. Fred Perry thought he had him dead to rights in the backfield.
That's the difference between a good running back and a great one. It really is. And you know, Jamal Robertson's got to be consistent over time, but Perry right here has a crack at him for a big loss. And he steps up, he has a chance right there, and he makes that first guy miss. The great running backs will make the first guy miss.
You know, Bart Andrus was saying his body type, he's built low, chest over knees, and sometimes it's hard to get a hit on the running back, and they're feeding him the football. And he'll move the pile down to the 50. Sadiq Shabazz, the tackle. You know, the last time the Argos had the ball, they had 2 consecutive first downs. First time that's happened for either team in the game tonight.
We haven't seen the Wildcat formation just yet from Bart Andrus, but that is something that he has run with success and with some challenges as well.
We may not see it tonight after, although Jock Climbing mentioned in the pregame show he doesn't think anybody should abandon that kind of play just because of a failure. 2nd and 5, and Reggie McNeil has a first down. Punished there by Barron Simpson, but McNeil moves the chains, and the Argos, for the 2nd consecutive drive, have back-to-back first downs.
There he is on the outside, the wide receiver. You see how Kerry Joseph this time got Jamal Robertson out of the backfield to try and clear out a little space. And he just gets in front of Sadiq Shabazz for a second. That opens up Reggie McNeil, and a perfect throw.
Touchdowns in each of the first 2 games for McNeil, the former Texas A&M quarterback. First down, Joseph looks over the middle and has McNeil again. Still going. Down at the 10-yard line, the safety Ian Logan finally wrestles him to the turf. Biggest play of the game offensively, 32 yards.
And McNeil, for that effort, gets another name tag. And there he is again, the wide receiver on the outside, and a little bit of a delay as he goes like he's going to do a slant across the middle and then heads it right down the numbers. And that opens him up. Some dropsies early in the season, but boy, can they use a reliable receiver right now in the Toronto Argonaut organization. Maybe Reggie McNeil could be that guy.
Was he 11th in the league coming into this game? First and goal from the 10, and across the middle, down near the goal line. Bradwell with the catch.
You see what that run does? How many times now has Kerry Joseph run the ball to Jamal Robertson up in the middle? What that does is it pulls the linebackers closer to the line of scrimmage every single time he does that. This time he fakes it to him up the middle, and the linebackers are tight, and he throws it right behind him to get it to the goal line.
Bud Steen has given the teams the 3-minute warning. The Argos on the 1 when we come back. Climbing, Dave Randorf.
We're getting a little receiver heavy.
And
that's good to have.
Yeah, and suddenly we have some receptions to talk about. But right now, 2nd and goal from the 1. Robertson, touchdown. Airborne to the end zone for Jamal Robertson.
Defensive line, get low and shoot the gaps. And so it opens up for Jamal Robertson, who says, put your seat and trade table in the upright and lock position.
So an offensive drive finally manufactured here at Canadians.
Waiting for a whistle. Here we go. It's in.
Kerry Joseph heating up 9 of his last 10. And now Medlock on to add the extra point. A couple of weeks ago, they had a disastrous second quarter against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. But here, the Argos have scored a couple of field goals and now a touchdown, and that a 6-play, 66-yard march.
Well, I like the offense that Bart Andrus, with the bullets he has in his gun tonight, he has got to really shrink down the playbook and go to Jamal Robertson, a lot of run, a lot of quick run, and then when in the throwing game, it's intermediate. This is about the longest play they've had throwing the football, that quick slant down the seam to Reggie McNeil. Again, some run, quick throws, high percentage plays for Kerry Joseph, and really shrink down the offense, simplify it, and get it to your horse, and that horse is Jamal Robertson.
Third touchdown of the year for Robertson. And it's a 10-point lead here late first half. Kerry Joseph missed on his first 4 passes.
He's having fun because he knows one thing, that he's going to get the football tonight. And running backs love that. Give it to him as many times as you possibly can. You know, I talked to Barron Simpson before the game, middle linebacker for the Bombers, and I asked him about that. He said, this has always been the Argos a 3-prong attack, 3 stars. And I said, what did he tell you? He said, Jamal Robertson and Kerry Joseph are 2 of them, and it's a 3-prong attack with Arland Bruce. He said it's now down to 2. And our emphasis are on those 2, Kerry Joseph and Jamal Robertson.